together on three. 1, 2, 3, together.
This is the RMAC Showcase. Now, here's your host, Eric Danner.
Welcome back to Fort Lewis College in Durango, also known as Titletown when it comes to men's soccer. We begin our year in review with men's soccer. The last time we were here in Durango, the weather was very different. The Skyhawks hosting the RMAC Championships after winning their 6th regular season title in 8 years. But before the finals, a lot of snow to clear off the field. Some 75 volunteers came out to help, including volleyball players, women's soccer players, coaches from other sports, athletic directors, sports information directors, even assistant commissioners, and plenty of people from the community. When the field cleared, Metro and Fort Lewis came out to settle the tournament title. Fabian Kling, the RMAC Defensive Player of the Year, scoring his 5th goal of the season. Kling back after missing 7 games with an injury. He would add another goal as the Hawks win the tournament title for the 6th time in 7 years. Player of the Year goes to Metro's Scott Grody. The runners also had co-freshman of the year and TJ Tebow. Academic Player of the Year is Mark Hirschberger. Kling, Ryan Worth, and Ogie Kennedy all get individual honors, along with Regis freshman Logan Miller. Fort Lewis and Metro went to the NCAA tournament. The Skyhawks storming through, beating Metro, Incarnate Word, Cal State LA, and Millersville by a combined score of 9-0. They would face Lynn University of Florida in the finals. Skyhawks looking for their 2nd title in 3 years. Game tied in the first half. Corey Dean passes to Costa Cordistos, who rips one past the keeper. Fort Lewis leading 2-1 at the break. Lynn would come back to tie the game as we go to overtime. It's sudden death in the playoffs. Joey Madigan with the corner kick. Barrick Blackwell with the header. Fort Lewis does it again. They win the national championship 3-2 with 2 national titles in 3 years. Dare we say, dynasty.
All season, our destiny's been to come and win a national championship, and you know, I'm just so proud to be able to add another star to the chest and get another ring for these kids, because that's what I promised them when they came here.
The Fort Lewis women's soccer team has also become a national power. The Skyhawks finished the season ranked number 11 in the country. In the RMAC tournament semifinals, Hawks taking on Colorado Mines. The game ends in a 1-1 tie, but Mines advances to the finals after a shootout. FLC then got to host Regis in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Sarah Egbaum scoring the game winner in the first half. That puts Fort Lewis into the Sweet 16 for the 2nd year in a row, taking on Mines, the same team that bounced them from the RMAC tournament. The Diggers do it again by a 1-0 count. Still a great year for FLC, going 15-3-4, and plenty of starters will be back next year.
You know, this is a place where you can win a national championship. Obviously, you know, I'd be crazy if I was to say that I thought we couldn't, because I think that we can.
We want to get it all, really. Freshman year, we got to the Elite 8, and last year we got Sweet 16, and we really felt like each year we've just done something different to try and get to that next step, and I'm really excited for next year.
The RMAC regular season champion was Regis University. The Rangers got to host the conference tournament, but they were upset by number 4 seed Colorado Mesa. The Mavs then played Mines in the tournament championship, or Diggers win 2-0. Mines was the top seed in the Central region. A record 5 RMAC schools went to the big dance. The Diggers dispatched Minnesota Mankato 1-0 before knocking off Fort Lewis in the regional final. In the Elite 8, CSM hosting defending national champion Grand Valley State. It goes to a shootout where the Lakers prevail and advance to the Final Four. Player of the Year goes to Jalissa Rodriguez of Highlands for the 2nd year in a row. Regis's Allison Cahill is Defensive Player of the Year, while J.B. Belzer is Coach of the Year. Pueblo Savannah Thompson, Goalkeeper of the Year. Megan Woodworth of Mines named Academic Player of the Year. In men's cross country, it was another national championship for the RMAC, but this one was somewhat of an upset as Western State brings home the hardware for the first time under head coach Jennifer Michael. The conference championships were held at Willis Case Golf Course in Denver. The host was Regis University. The face painters and body painters were out in full force. Even body suits were at the course. Adams State was the 6-time defending conference champion and ranked number 1 in the country, but Western State was number 2 and Colorado Mines number 3. As we get towards the finish, Western State's Tyler Pennell pulls away. He is Western State's first RMAC champ since Kelly Christensen in 2004. The team race incredibly close. The Mountaineers knock off the number 1 team in the nation by just 3 points. At the regional championships hosted by Metro State in Denver, Washington Park is the site. Adams State got some revenge on their rivals. Gabe Proctor of Western crosses the finish line first. The Grizzlies' Tabor Stevens was second as ASC wins the regional championship with Western in second. 5 RMAC teams get tickets to the NCAA championships in Spokane, Washington on a very snowy afternoon. Perfect weather for RMAC schools, in particular Western State. At the finish, it's 2 Mountaineers. Sophomore Ryan Habe is first, and you can see Pinnell, the senior, in the background taking second. Western State also wins the team title. It's the Mountaineers' first national championship since 2005 and the first for head coach Jennifer Michael. Women's cross-country RMAC championships also held at Willis Case Golf Course in Denver. Western's Lauren Kleppen was unstoppable. No one else even in the frame at the finish line as she wins by 16 seconds. It was a close call for the team title as the Mountaineers knock off Adams State by just 4 points. It's the first time in 10 years that WSC won the men's and women's team championships in the same year. Regional championships at Wash Park in Denver. Western State going in as the #1 ranked team in the country, and just like the RMAC championships 2 weeks earlier, it's Kleppen all by her lonesome. She wins the 6K in a time of 22:13, more than 20 seconds ahead of second place. She is the Mountaineers' first regional champ since 2006 as Western wins their first regional team title in 5 years. NCAA Nationals in Spokane 2 weeks later, Western comes up just short of the national title. Kleppen takes third in the country for the second year in a row. WSC falling by just 4 team points to Augustana. Adams State would finish 4th overall, but they did have the top RMAC finisher as Alicia Nelson was #2 in the country. The Fort Lewis men's cross-country team took 8th at the RMAC championships, while the women finished 12th. Head coach Ken Flint is now in his 12th season as head coach of the Skyhawks. He knows competing in the RMAC is always tough.
It's great to be able to have our kids here. We even use it as recruiting and say, hey, look, you get to compete in the toughest conference in the nation against some quality competition. It doesn't get any better at the D2 level.
Still ahead on the showcase, RMAC volleyball will look very different next year, but it looked very similar this year. Coming up next, football. Fort Lewis has big plans for the season ahead. But first, here are some award winners in cross country. We'll be right back.